Good morning. Another Monday finds me back in the churchyard at St Mary's, Upper Swanswick, where it is trying to snow, but it is the time of year for snow. Pretty cold this morning, although I must say I've warmed up pretty quickly. I set out today determined to walk to Tadwick. So I did get there, disappointed to find there isn't a street sign saying Tadwick, but there we are. I did bump into a local who confirmed that it was Tadwick, and I've come back to St Mary's on my way home. So I've clocked up in 2 hours something like 7.5 kilometres, which is pretty good going for a Monday morning. I will be looking forward to the cup of coffee I make myself when I get home. Got something to show you this morning. My friend Stephen, who doesn't live in Bath, but he's a great friend of the city, has sent me a beer bottle. Now, on the front of this bottle it says the Bath Brewery Limited. Stephen tells me the bottle was made by Powell and Ricketts of Avon Street, Glass Wharf in Bristol, because it has PRB stamped on the base. It also has its original masonite internal threaded stopper, and Stephen thinks that it would have held a pint of ale or beer. Now, maybe we have an expert out there who can tell me more. I did do a quick bit of research this morning to find out that brewing has been a very popular occupation in Bath over the centuries, ever since, I suppose, the mid-18th century. Now, the Bath Brewery appears to have been formed by a lot of little breweries amalgamating back in 1889. And in 1923, the Bath Brewery had a total of 62 houses under its control. That's 62 pubs. Now, I'm not sure whether that's just Bath or it includes outlying villages, but if it is just Bath, then a trip to the pub was a very popular pastime back in 1923. Now, the Bath Brewery was sold to the Bristol Brewery in June 1923, so the same year that it was recording 62 pubs, it was also preparing to sell itself to the Bath Brewery. Now, the Bristol Brewery. Now, the Bristol Brewery became George's, and I remember George's because my elder sister and I were brought up in our early years at the Lamb Inn at Whirl in Weston-super-Mare, which was kept by our grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Pope, and at that time it was still the Lamb Inn George's Brewery. George's was sold to a London brewery called Courage's, and Courage's it has been ever since. So Stephen, thank you for the bottle, which I will display with pride and look forward to being told by people in the know a little bit more about the bottle and the history of the brewery. Now, another thing I've been looking for is the grave of a chap called Robert Edward Myhill Peach. I know he's buried in the churchyard at St Mary's. He doesn't appear to be in the lower churchyard surrounding the church, so on my next visit I'll have to have a quick look through the upper churchyard to see if he's there. I must say it's quite weird because at the moment I am reading a book published in the late 19th century by Robert Edward Myhill Peach, which is called The Annals of Swanswick. It's a sort of historic collection of odds and sods about Upper Swanswick and about this church going back through the centuries. And it's very weird to be reading a book by a man who is buried here. So I'm going to look for his grave. Now, John Wood lived in Bath, John Wood and his son, the architects, of course, of Queen Square and the Royal Crescent and the circus, but by special request were buried here at St Mary's. And it's strange that our friend Mr Peach should end up being buried here, because he lived in Pulteney Street and had a business as a publisher and bookseller in Bath. But for whatever reason he chose to be buried here too. So I'll cover the story of Robert Edward Myhill Peach in a video to come. But as it appears to be coming on with a little snow, I think I will pack up and go home for that coffee. I promise myself, whatever you're doing today, stay safe. It's good to hear so many people are getting their first vaccination. It is one thing we seem to be doing quite well in this country at the moment. It's about time we did something well. That's it from me. Have a good day.